Hello guys, and I'm back again teaching y'all something else about invertebrates. And today I'm talking about something very exciting. Circulation and gas exchange. Like I got a picture of a bee. The anatomy of it. You got like that, you can kind of see like you got the abdomen. I'll read some of it to you. You got the heart, the thorax. You got most important about circulation right here, you got the hearts. You got the stomach. You got the anus right here. You know, obviously the antennas. And that's obviously the head. Gotta move on to the next slide. And y'all probably already know this, but what is circulation? Like think about the major parts, like the heart, the lungs, you know, like your veins. It mainly works as an internal transport. Basically like carrying oxygen and carbon dioxide and hormones and blood cells. And it's kind of important for us to have because, you know, you need those nutrients for nourishment for our bodies. You know, for fighting diseases, stabilize our temperature, like keep our temperature, don't make it like keep going like up and down, and to maintain homeostasis. And I got a picture of a peripherous cardiovascular system. You can kind of see it like the outgoing water. The incoming water will go into the pores and it will come up at the top. I don't know, but remember in lab that these scuba divers put like dye near the sponges and you got to watch the colors come out the top? That's basically what it was doing. Like it was transporting oxygen, you know, to get nourishment. And it contains two important organizational plans, which are closed and open circulatory systems. Oh yeah, this picture explains it pretty well. I mean, the name makes it kind of obvious a little bit, like the blood kind of like stays in the vessels. You can see in the picture, like of this worm, the oxygen is like staying in. Why in the open, it spreads throughout the body. Like you can kind of see like the blood, it's kind of like it comes out and it can open in a digestive tract. Like you have this grasshopper right here. For the closed, only a few invertebrates have closed. It's most common like in us, you know, remember invertebrates is like animals that don't have a backbone. It's more common with animals that do have a backbone. For the next slide, we got like the gas exchange. You know, like the four processes, this one should be like breathing, and then like inhaling, and you know, oxygen and carbon dioxide transport, rich blood goes from the lungs to cells, and you know, internal respiration, exchange of oxygen to and carbon dioxide between the body cells. And you know, like the hindgut interrogation, you know, it's more common in marine animals, is a type of process which the invertebrates would apply the lining of the gut as a gas exchange surface. And, you know, if you think about it, that the more active the organism is, the more oxygen it has to produce. And, you know, different invertebrates, you know, not all of them require the same amount of oxygen. All of them, like, they kind of vary in, like, the amount of oxygen that they need in order to survive. And book lungs, I gotta be honest with y'all, this is more common in arachnids, you know, like spiders. I am not a big fan of spiders. I have arachnophobia pretty bad. But it is kind of cool. They have like little small openings and folded linings across in order to make O2 and oxygen diffuse between the hemolymph and the air. And the terretra are like branch tubes, and the air moves into smaller tubes called tarantula holes, and this allows oxygen to be delivered to the body. Oh yeah, y'all just gonna describe what this, I'm just gonna describe what this is to y'all. Y'all should probably like recognize this type of protein. Well, it's kind of I already have the answer showed up right here. It's called a hemoglobin. It's a red protein that carries O2 in the bloodstream of vertebrates and in some vertebrates. And honestly, it's the most common respiratory pigment in animals. It can be used to transfer and store. And usually as storage, you can release it during times of low environmental oxygen availability. And just like I already said, they have like a reddish pigment. The second one, hemosimians, are mostly common in arthropods and mollusks. And it's like kind of like the hemoglobin. It's another pigment, respiratory pigment that transfers O2 throughout the body pretty much. But one major difference between the hemosimians and hemoglobin is that the hemosimians contain more copper than iron, because the hemoglobin contains like iron. And instead of being red, they are more blue when they become oxygenated. Oh, and for the final one we're talking about hemerythrins and chlorogarins. The first one, when it becomes oxygenated, it turns to violent pink. And the other one is like green in dilute concentrations, but it does turn red like the hemoglobin in high concentrations. Chlorogarins are honestly like really closely related to hemoglobins, and some actually believe it's like came from hemoglobins like itself. What I mean by that, it could have derived from the hemoglobin. And yeah, I got this nice little diagram like I mentioned before, and I hope you guys learned something from our presentations, and I hope you guys have a good day, and goodbye.